Miss Roth has never been absent, right? How many years? This is 11, right? 10th year? 10 years, never been absent. Never been absent. Now, there's only one drawback. Remember Benzio? Everybody knows Benzio, right? He graduated from high school last week. There he is over there. Benzio. He graduated last week. Now, Benzio used to work at that establishment called Devon. And Miss Roth would visit Mr. Benzio. Wait a minute, there's a restaurant. It's bar restaurant. She would be there, but think of Miss Roth with Benzio, right? How many absences did you have? Like, you okay? You're all right, right?
I had a couple.
He had a couple absences, just a couple. Right? But Miss Long, kindly come up. Come on, Miss Long. We're going to honor our first retiree, okay? Miss Long. Now, we know we haven't... Let's be honest, Miss Long, you're a librarian. We really don't know you that well. But I talked to her a couple times, right? And she told me this one thing. She really said this. She once said to me, because I was talking about the students, she said, all students can't be honor students. However, all of them could be successful. And that sort of stuck with me in our lives, because we have plenty of students who are not honor students, but they all could be successful. So that's one thing I wanted to tell you. You told me that. I'll never forget that. So Miss Roth is going to talk about... I'm going to hold this.
Mr. Picurio, our heartfelt sympathy at this time. Please let John Keats honor Mr. Jenkins. When I have fears that I may cease to be, before my pen has cleaned my teeming brain, before high-piled books and charactery hold like rich garners the full ripened grain, Mr. Jenkins, whose caring and candid heart provided for 2 lovely daughters and a wife is missed. Please take this moment to pray that his retirement will be peaceful. What has always left me in wonder is that so many of you have a gift. For instance, folks, did you know that Mr. Mario DeFabio used to climb buildings and fight fires? Folks, climb buildings and fight fires. After that job, folks, Mr. DeFabio decides to break up fights of anguished adolescents. Talk about that metaphorical front row of God's orchestra. As a deuce, of course. Please, folks, a hand or two for Mr. DeFabio. Yo, may his wife saunter by the sea while Mr. DeFabio is tanning himself. May she bring him many mimosas and martinis. Speaking of other gifts that the Bacchus God might give, and please, folks, that's B-A-C-C-H-U-S, the God of wine and ecstasy, and not B-O-K-apostrophe-S. Mr. Inetti, have you thought about a fine cigar, a nifty leather jacket, so you can hang in Center City with us? Maybe a Jack Daniel straight up, because it's time for you to write your novel. Because, Mr. Ninetti, your wisdom, personally and publicly, doled out so magnanimously, has and is appreciated by everyone, and I do mean everyone here today. Please, a heartfelt hand for Mr. Ninetti. And to you, Mrs. Ferrillo. Where is she? You are the finest lady. You perform your task with integrity and dedication, and while being dapper and built like a brick-bit house, Miss Frillo, I edited that for you because you're such a gentlewoman. May your retirement be luxurious, and may your husband wait on you by the sea. And whatever you want, Mrs. Frillo, diamonds, whatever you want, ask. Poor lady. Again, what I've been struck by is the faculty's varied gifts. For instance, Dr. Melton can barbershop quartet sing. Mr. Ford can folk sing. And Mr. Brian Kelly could record. That's how good a singer he is. But don't tell him I told you. I told you. Mrs. Weber, Mrs. Bennett, and Dr. Sewell serve the people. Mr. Whiting sings and runs. Mr. Paul is a strategist. Mr. Judge, where is Mr. Judge? Mr. Judge has protected us like Mr. DeFabio, and I have great respect for the firemen and the police. He has protected us as a former lieutenant of the police department of Philadelphia. And for that, I am humbly grateful. Dr. Goldman, you do feet and did military feats. Dr. Mademoiselle Saint-Just, you do teeth and truth. And to you, Mr. De Felice. Where is Mr. De Felice?
Waiting for you, Miss Roth. Waiting for you.
Mr. De Felice, and to you, Mr. De Felice, I have long been an aficionado. I'm sorry, my 88-year-old father, who's a speech teacher, said that's too affected. I have long been an aficionado, an admirer of your oratorical abilities. I can just see you. I can just see you, Mr. De Felice, sports consulting Shaq, LeBron, or Wade. Are you impressed I know so many sports figures? That's to impress some man, I forgot now whom.